Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan here, and it is block 5 of Happy Everything, which is the sew along we're doing from my holiday celebrations book. I have given you a layout, so if you didn't download this yet, go over to the website today, either by the link here or go to I Love to Make Quilts and go to the project page. You can download the layout because you need it. So today we have one of the bonus piece blocks. This one. What is it? What is it? It's a coffee mug. Ta-da! And I've already put the setting sides on this one, which I'll talk about. Okay, so the coffee mug, I have to tell you a couple things. One is Happy Everything is about holidays, taking something, a little bit of pieces from the book, and then a few extra holidays I'm tossing in, like January 1st is National Hot Chocolate Day, right? We have Hot Chocolate Day. We have Hot Toddy Day, January 11th. It's a very good January. April 21st is Hot Tea Day, and October 1 is International Coffee Day, my favorite day. So what? See, I went and got a coffee today to celebrate this. Of course, it's a cold coffee, but yes. So this is the block, and I have to tell you that if you were doing Merry and Bright, that I had the coffee mug in that quilt, and there was just a big hoopla. Some of you just had a big, just hyperventilating over the fact that the handle in Merry and Bright was on this side instead of that side. Yes, it was just lots of discussion about the handle being on the other side. So for Happy Everything, I put the handle on this side, which a lot of you seem to like better. It's also a slightly different block, so you need to download it today at my website. Link is below. So let's take a look at the fabrics that I'm going to pick. First of all, I have a lot of yellow fabric to pick from, but do you remember when I bought the Gingham Foundry package and found out it was really navy and not gray? I thought it was yellow and gray package, but it's navy. But there's one floral, wait a second, here it is. This floral that was part of it, and I think that it's gray and navy's on it, but it reads, it reads gray to me. So I'm going to use it, and I just love this so much that I think I want my mug out of this. And what else? Some dots. We got to have some dots. Let's take a look down here. So putting here we go. Let's put the mug picture there. Okay, so I want to put the mug with some dots as the band. The dots as the band, and I pulled out 2 gray dots because I'm not going to put any aqua in this block. It's just going to be the yellow with gray. So I have this dot here, which is a smaller dot, and it reads lighter because the balance of it is this dot has a lot of the white showing. But I have another dot, and this one has more gray, and I like that one a lot better. I like the way that comes across. So look at this, and look at that. I think they're both fine, but this one just makes me happier with the bigger dots. Now I do want to use a dark for the handle, for this handle part. And I don't have a lot of dark gray for some reason. I don't know what that is. So I guess I'm gonna have to go get some more, but I'll just keep using what I have, which isn't a bad plan either, because I have enough of most of it. So this is maybe more black than dark gray. We're gonna pretend it's dark gray. And that'll be the handle. Now the background, I looked around and I found a piece of this that I have that looks a little bit like wallpaper, and I think that it complements this floral really well. So that is what we'll use there. I'm going to use that across the top. Now you could use another fabric across the top rather than background. I am going to use background. And then this. I think this I don't know, I just like those. I don't know, they look like Palm Springs. What doesn't even go with the other stuff, but I like it. It just gives a little sparkle, I think, is why I like it. So that will be on the bottom base. Now I am going to, let me just get this part out here. I am going to, after I sew that mug up, we'll take a look at some fabrics to use here, because now we'll be able to put this whole section together right here. So I've got these two together, For the fabric for the mug, if you pick something with some pattern on it, then you can arrange your, that pattern within the body part of the mug. So for mine, let's take a look here. I want to be sure that I'm just not getting sort of this, let me just get a piece of this out here. So this pattern, the floral is not like packed, so there's some empty space. So I don't want the mug to be like here, where there's like really nothing. I want it to be where there's some sort of a, beautiful flower part. And I also don't want to just go, wasting fabric and putting it in the middle of the fabric. So I want to get the cut as close to the edge. So it's 4.5 by 6.5, which means, I'm sort of this tall and as wide as the ruler. So I can sort of, you could put some tape on there, whatever, but I could do like this great big spray right here. That would be really nice because it would really fill in like right here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. The design board works out really well. I have it laid out here. These are the corner flips, so I just go ahead and leave those right on there so I know where they go. Everything is laid out, ready to sew up my mug. Now that it's sewn up, I want to mark it for the steam. Now you don't need to put the steam in your cup. I think it looks darn cute to have the steam in the cup, but I would think if you're not going to put the steam, then you might want to make this top piece something that is a different fabric than the background so that it's not so much white space up here since you aren't doing any steam. I've got the pattern, and I did not go and get my light box out because it's upstairs and Mr. Greg is using it for something, for his photos, and I just don't feel like going up there right now to get it. So instead, I actually can see this through the fabric, but if you can't, you can put it over a light box or your window. But first I want to mark the center, so I'm going to fold. I'm going to take the mug, right, and fold it so that I can just crease where the center is right there. And that center will be where the middle steam part is on here. There we go. And now, I can just sort of see, the edge here. I'm down here, so there's the edge, and flip it over. And now when I press my hand down, I can see the steam marks right here. And I'm just going to take some sort of very thin marker. You could use a pencil. You're going to stitch over top of it, but you could use a pencil. You could use a iron away marker, but I want to do the steam, so it'll be just like that, and the middle one and the outer one. And they don't have to be totally perfect because it's steam. In nature, your steam is not going to be all perfect, but there. So I will now backstitch with Aurifil's 12 weight thread. You could use some floss, that would work fine too, like 2 or 3 strands of floss, but I like the 12 weight thread because it is nice and thick. So I will hand stitch that. What I'm doing here is building a line where I'm going next to the stitch prior. So I did one stitch and then came up ahead of it, then I'll go back, and that's a little far, that one. I will next time not go that far ahead, but I will come back to the prior stitch, go like halfway next to it so that I'm building the stitch next to it, and then come up above the one that I'm building. So then I pull through and now repeat. So I'm going to go back, and if I'm on a curve, I'm going to make them shorter so that they curve nicely, and pull forward so that I'm just building on the side, always on the side of the one prior, and that gives it, I think, a nice thick line. So I have all the stitching done. There we go. We got nice little steam on there. Now I do want to put the edge on here, so I did pull a few of the fabrics. I want to do the ribbon on the edge, this part over here. I want to do that in the teal. So let's take a look. I went ahead and pulled out, I pulled out three different shades of teal, sort of. Here we go. One is this, it's a cafe that I just love, and I think somewhere this has to go in the quilt, so I'm going to put it over here in the bin so that I know that I want to use this somewhere, but not for here. I think it's a bit wimpy. It doesn't really help anything. So then I got a medium tone, and I like this one. I like this one a lot. This is probably what I'm going to use. But I thought, well, let me look at a darker one. The darker one's not bad too, but I also think that tends to compete with the floral here. So I will put that one in the bin so I know I want to use it later. And I decided rather than using the same background for the ribbon, I'm going to make it its own little statement. So this will go on top, and then as you see, there's also a tiny little sliver over there. So I will repeat it out here. So this will be the ribbon on the block. So the other thing I had here is on this side of the pattern. Where is it? Yeah, so there was another strip on the pattern. So I found this, this is actually flannel, gray with a little yellow in it. And I think it just went so well with the coffee mug. Plus, I picked a gray for over here against the Liberty Hill block. So this is the gray I picked there. So I got to sew that guy on there. And then I can sew all three of these. So not only can I sew all three of these together like this, but I think I will go ahead, and there's actually a strip on the top up there. I might wait, just, you know, so I can see what color that really needs to be after I've done a bit more. So this is the way it's coming together. And I have two other things now before we wrap up. One is November 16th, save the date. You can come to a live event put on by Benartex to show different fabric lines that will be out in 2022, including mine, called Birdsong. And I'll put a link down below. I will show you Birdsong before November 26th, but just a little peeks, and then we'll talk about it more in depth when we do that preview. That sort of, you know, it's just to let you know what's coming so that your quilt shops can purchase it. They already have been told by their reps. And the other thing is the Fat Quarter Shop sent me their new sizes of the square and the square. But look, 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 look. Look how teeny, tiny, tiny this one is. Look how stinking cute. Okay, you know what I had to do? I had to go make one. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Look, ta-da. I got the little pumpkin from the Spooky Sampler fabric. So cute. Okay, now I want an entire quilt made of little teeny weeny blocks. They will use up practically no scraps, but they will be so stinking cute. Okay, goals. We gotta have goals. Today, make your bonus mug to celebrate hot coffee, hot tea, hot toddies, and hot chocolate. I'm Pat Sloan. I love you. Mwah. See you online.